Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. No, my dear friends, the Russians might not be on drugs, but the Russians might be on desperate mode or maybe love of the country mode. Something that I'm pretty sure the Ukrainians know exactly what that is, but some others don't because money is more important than philosophical ideas and ideals and love of your country, love of your nation, love of your history, your ancestors, respect, and all these things seem to be honoring your. They lack this kind of part in their heart. Maybe there is some, but it's very, very much buried, and they have to dig a lot to get it out. And then you have to, it's like a plant. You have to take care of it. You have to, water it from time to time. You have to make sure that other things don't grow around it. That's how you do with this love of your country, which nowadays is very dangerous because they think that by doing that you're going to be somehow another supporter of a certain kind of group that was present during the 1930s and 1940s in Europe, and not only. But what am I talking about? I'm talking about this little article here coming from Insider, and it's from March 19th, 2023. A Ukrainian soldier wondered if the Russians advancing on Bakhmut are on drugs. And this is the question he asks. Otherwise, how can they go to certain death? That's a dumb, stupid, mofo question, a rhetorical question that guy asks. But hey, it's used by Insider for a certain reason. And that's very demeaning for the Russians and for anybody else who might have certain kind of chambers of their character and their being open that other people cannot understand. So let's see what these guys are saying here, and then we're going to discuss the headline. A Ukrainian soldier said troops from Russia's Wagner group in Bakhmut seem like they are on drugs. It's not impossible. We know armies fought on drugs in our beautiful history, I think from the beginning of our short-lived history, and not only. Why? Because some people are scared, we all are scared, and some people find refuge in that. And sometimes you can't allow yourself, while you are in trenches or advancing, to be tired, or you don't want your reflexes to be, your attention, your senses to be rotten. You want them clear. And yes, there are some chemicals over there that could be distributed to all of us, and you're gonna experience exactly that. You're gonna hear better, you're gonna react better, and you're gonna be like you're alive. And you would come back to what you were before. You were like, what, was I dead? Pretty much, if you use those chemicals. That's what I read. So let's go back to this article here. Yes, some people might be on drugs. It says here that no evidence has emerged to show that Russia or the Wagner group provide their troops with drugs. This is good, coming from the Insider. I didn't expect this one. To be very, very honest with you, I expected them to say, yeah, they could be. Well, yeah, they could be. Ukrainian soldiers have previously claimed that the Russian troops seemed like zombies, end quote. A Ukrainian soldier fighting in Bakhmut told the New York Times that his unit had sometimes wondered if fighters belonging to Russia's infamous Wagner group are on drugs. While there's no evidence of that, this is where it should end the conversation. While there's no evidence for that. Well, it's not the first time Ukrainians have wondered aloud that the behavior of some Russian soldiers could be medically induced. And now they go down here, blah, blah, blah. Well, if you are okay with this, where is it? No evidence, not insufficient evidence of a preponderance. No evidence. That's zero, no evidence, okay? So let's go back to why I think that the drugs, the outside chemicals, are not necessary to fight like crazy. I will give you a direct example, which is not going to qualify clearly with this, but I will give you some historical examples, maybe not examples, but I will refer you to the history, and where there were people who knew they would outnumbered and they were fighting like berserk. Remember berserk? You know what the berserk is? That's exactly what these guys are talking about. It's a state of mind, a behavior induced by chemicals. Why? To fight like crazy. But that was outside of yourself. But some people don't understand that the love of your nation and a country can make you do such a thing. And I can give you an example how you can get to that situation if you have that. And we all have it, but sometimes it's buried. That is when, let's say, your family is attacked and you have to defend your family, or you see one of your loved ones being beaten to death, or destroyed. You fight like you are an animal, which we are, but that's where you get that from inside of you, like passion. If you don't have that, like sedated, then you're not gonna see that and say, I think Emily's on drugs. Look at him. I'm gonna give you an example, a personal example of that. I'm gonna use the Arabs, and these guys were saying, oh, why do they do this to us? They're eager to kill themselves and blow themselves up because they're so stupid and crazy. That's what these guys are saying. Some of them. That because of the virgins, they're waiting for them, and they make fun of that and all that. And you think, well, you need more than craziness, and that induced craziness comes from a belief, from a strong belief, from a love of something. And these guys are portraying that as being irrational because they're incapable of feeling anything like that, remotely feeling something like that for the good, not for the evil or something. This kind of sacrifice, self-sacrifice. No, because a certain kind of society that promotes too much individuality, and selfishness. You wouldn't sacrifice for anybody but maybe yourself. You don't seem to engage in anything outside of your own interest. That's why when you say, well, we're going to fight against those ones. What's for me? That's your group. These guys are my group. No, it's just me here. This is the mentality, and that's why. Anyway, so let me give you my little story. I have a third degree black belt. I earned it in Karate Kyokushin. And in Karate Kyokushin or Kyokushinkai, you have to fight when you get to, for the black belt, you have to engage in kumite. That is a full contact fight. No gloves, no pads. I mean, if you want to wear pads, you're a sissy, but anyway, it depends if the guy who tests everybody else, or the group of masters who test, allows you to wear pads or not. They don't. So anyway, you have to fight for the black belt when you are tested for the black belt in Kyokushin. 35, 30, not 30 fights, 30 fights with 30 fighters that come one after another for a minute and a half. So the fight is only a minute and a half or 2 minutes. It depends how the masters want. And you fight. And it's a full contact. Sometimes it's 100%, sometimes it's 50%, sometimes it's however the master wants. The master can walk around you with a bat, and he's gonna hit him or her. If he or she doesn't punch you, doesn't kill you, he's gonna beat him. So say, you're not gonna hit him, I'm gonna hit you. And they hit them to kill you. And you have to fight like crazy. Anyway, it's not about really winning the 30 fights. And this is just the kumite part of the test. There are other things involved over there, okay? Physical, endurance, and all that. So you fight 30 fights for the black belt, first degree. You fight 40 fights for the second, and you fight 50 fights for the third. Well, I did all that. I tell you that when you fight, and what do they want to see you doing? You can't win it. You're going to lose, and you're going to get a beating, that's for sure. You're going to get a beating. There are some videos on YouTube you can watch. So they want to see that you do not give up under pressure. That's the whole philosophy of Kyokushin. Do not give up under pressure. Osu. That's the salute, osu. That means continue under pressure. So they want to see that you are not give up. You get a beating. What happened to me in my second degree when I was tested? I didn't fight 40. I fought more than 40 because the guys wanted me to push me, and I was not there yet. So they beat the shit out of me. Let's put it this way: I broke my rib and all that, ribs actually, and you get damage and so on. But you get in a state of animalic reaction. Like when I was fighting over there, I didn't fight for me. I didn't fight. You get in a mental state of how should I put it? Animal. Like you are an animal surrounded by people, because you got the guy beating you and you got like 5 people around you beating you with the sticks or yelling at you, yelling at that guy, cheering on you, hitting you from behind. You say, what the hell is that? Well, that's what happens. That's what happens. That's the way they want to push. So I got in a state of mind, and you just fight. You just fight like you are really for your life. But you don't think it that way. You're like an animal, and you realize this only after the whole thing ends, and you need time to come back to normality after this happens. When they decide, okay, that's enough, you shake. I shake. You're like, you're not ready. It's like you keep going. So these guys over there in a war, psychologically, mentally, I think they're, I was about to say challenged, but challenged by outside influences to a state of mind that they see so much destruction, they fight for things outside of themselves. So yes, you can tell, they say they're crazies or on drugs or zombies. And pretty much, they lost the ideal of, patriotism, love of your nation, nationalism. These things are no-nos. What am I supposed to feel about people here? Green grass, the dollars, the what? The diversity thing? No. I don't fight for that family more than I fight for my family. I fight for that family if I have something in common with that family. But if you tell me that we're in common just paying taxes and voting, that's not enough. You have to have values, and the United States had values. Has values on paper, and people still uphold those values. Some, but I think that's eroding. And we have these weasels in the mass media telling us that, hey, those guys are crazy. Yeah, you can call them crazy because you don't understand what's going on. But unfortunately, those are telling the rest of us that those are crazy. And some people don't know much, and they say, yeah, that's true. No, it's not. Some of them are. Some of them are on the drugs, and some people are just thinking that this is the end of their nation. They're under attack. Oh, that's not right. Well, I'm not going to go into this. I'm in a minute what? Minute 13:11. I'm not going to go here. I can talk 2 hours about if Russia should feel threatened by 50 nations that try to do something in Ukraine. Well, yeah, I know how the story goes. Russia invaded unprovoked Ukraine. I know that's how it goes. But if we are weasels, we stick with that. And you and I, we're not. You know why? Because you're still here in minute 14. And the thing is, you either, I don't want to say like what I say, but at least makes you think about a different angle, or you really hate me. And you really want to find out, where can I get this guy? Let me see what I can do with this guy. This guy is hate. I don't look at. Well, I see the comments, okay, and sometimes I read them, and it's not only through the comments. You can't believe what other people do outside of this YouTube, and I'm okay with that. I mean, maybe I get in that state in the second degree when I was tested. No, I'm not going to get that because you have too much self-control. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.